Hi guys! Today I'm going to be preparing couscous. Couscous is a Moroccan meal which is made from so many vegetables, different kind of vegetables, and with a grain called couscous. So basically here I've got some potatoes which I have cut into two. So I got some potatoes which I cut into two like that. I got small potatoes, so cut them into two. And I got some pumpkin, which I have peeled and cut into medium size. And I've got some carrots, which has been also peeled and cut into that size. And I've got some courgette, again, which has been cut into two and been cleaned. And I got some cauliflower, again, being cut into small pieces. So I've got plenty. So for this recipe, you will need 1 medium pumpkin, around 3 medium carrots, 3 courgettes, and around 5 to 6 potatoes. It depends again how many is gonna eat. We are people of 6, so you might need to make it lesser, otherwise you'll be stuck with so many veg. And for this recipe, I will be using as well some chickpeas because it tastes very nice. So I have chickpeas in water which has been boiled, so boiled chickpeas. So I'll be using them at the end because they've been already boiled. And I'll be using some ginger, which I'm gonna peel off and make it very smooth, very fine, and add it on top. And as well, I'll be using some celery. So I've got some celery because it gives really nice taste in the stock, because we're gonna now add meat. So you can use meat or you can use chicken as a base, and we will make like kind of a stock when we boil the meat, as you will see now. And then later on we'll start adding the veg one by one. And here I've got the couscous. So this is couscous. This is the couscous that I have. You can actually just soak it with the stock water. Don't use it just normal water, but with the stock water, it will be more flavorful and adds a knob of butter. But today I'll do the traditional way. I have a couscous pan. So if you have a couscous pan, you can follow my recipe. And if you don't, you can just follow what it says in the back, but here they say just soak it with water. So instead I would use the stock of the veg and meat and add it on top hot and add a knob of butter, close it until it's ready in 15 minutes, then you can eat it. So basically you don't need to like cook it, but in the traditional way we're gonna cook it in a pan, which I'll show you now. So I've got the couscous, I've got the veg, some, as I mentioned, you will need some ginger, you will need celery, and I'll show you the rest of the ingredients. And don't forget that chickpeas. So as well for the stock, I will be adding 1 full bunch of coriander. So 1 full bunch of coriander, so it's not parsley, it's coriander. I'll be using 1 onion, which I'm gonna peel, and I will use 2 cloves of garlic. So garlic, onions, and I've got some coriander, veg, as I've shown you before. And I will need Italian tomato puree or any tomato puree, which is concentrate one. Yes, so it's a tomato paste. So it's not the liquid one, it's the paste one, okay? And as well, I'll be using some butter, which I'm going to put into the couscous, so it makes it more flavorful. And if you want to skip that, you can add olive oil, just tiny bit, or any other oil. But I prefer really butter. It will give very nice texture, nice taste. Because couscous really requires some kind of gentle fat, not heavy fat. So we've got butter. Now regarding the spices, I'll be using some ginger powder, black pepper powder, and turmeric powder. It gives really gives nice taste, and it's one of the main ingredients in Moroccan cuisine: turmeric, ginger, and black pepper. You can add some paprika if you like. I think I'll be adding some paprika. So we've got most of the ingredients here, and now I'll show you the meat that I'll be using, and I'll show you the pan first. So guys, this is called a couscous pot. So it has a section here where you place the couscous, and you have here where you put the stock, the meat, and the chicken. So as you can see, it's double side, so it's pot, and then here is the couscous place. So that's how it looks. Kind of meat that I'll be using, it's lamb meat, so you need it to be medium cut and a little bit fat in it because it becomes juicy. And I'm gonna be using some bones, so I made the meat separate. I asked the butcher to make the meat separate. This is around half a kilo of meat, 500 grams of cut meat, preferably the leg or the shoulder because they're more tasty. And I've got here some bones. So now I'm gonna be adding the meat into a pressure cooker, and then when it's ready I will transfer it into the pan because it will be quicker for me. But you can also cook it the way you like. I have pressure cooker, it makes it easier for me and much quicker and much faster. So now with the meat that I'm adding, I will add some bones. I'll show you. So I'll add some bones on top of the meat. So this is the bones because they give very nice taste. So here is some bones. Okay, now on top of the meat I will be adding some onions. The onion that I've showed you, I'm gonna cut it into small wings like that. So I'm gonna add the onions like this, small pieces of onion. I'm gonna add the onions like this. Okay, and now I will add as well the ginger. Where is the ginger?
Sure.
So now I'll add the ginger into as well very small fine ones to get the taste. So like this. So this is some ginger. As you can see, it's like scraping it like this. Some ginger. Okay, so you need like one medium piece of ginger, and you do it this way. Now I will be adding the garlic. As you can see as well, I'm cutting it small pieces. So look how, you see, it's very finely chopped. So I'm cutting it very fine like this, and I'm adding it on top of the pan. So we need, as I mentioned, 2 garlic cloves. So like that, as you can see, yeah, round circles of garlic on top. Okay, now I will add some ginger powder as well.
Ground ginger.
Around 1 teaspoon. And I will add as well 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And I will add 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Okay. So I myself, always in the Lebanese kitchen, we add this kind of leaves. I don't know their name in English, but I think from the texture you can see. You can skip it, it just gives a nice taste. And I'll add 1 black cardamom on top. Now we're gonna start the fire, and I will add some oil. Now I will add some oil.
Olive oil.
Yeah, or you can use any oil that you like, just to let the mix toast a bit. So now I will keep stirring. I'll keep on stirring like that, the meat on the fire, until I got a nice brownish color and all the mix is like more cooked. So the onions, the meat is more like red color before we add the water and everything. So now I will add some celery sticks, just the way they are, because I will remove them at the end just to give a taste of a celery. Okay, so I'll just add some celery sticks while I'm cooking the meat. So you don't need to worry about their size, because you will remove them at the end of the food cooking. So some more celery sticks, because they'll give a really nice flavor in the stock, which you're gonna use later for the couscous. So this is all the celery here. You can add as much as you want, because when it's left like this, it doesn't give much flavor, so I add a lot. Like this is fine. So now I will be adding a bunch of coriander, just like that. Just keep it at the side so it gives a taste, okay? So just keep it at the side like this, and now I'll add water to my meat and get it ready on the pressure cooker. Or if yourself you don't have pressure cooker, just on a normal pan. So now after I have added the meat to make the stock, now there is meat and there is as well water, so I added some water. Now I will add 1 big spoon of tomato puree. So 1 big spoon of tomato puree. So that much. That's it. So I'll again give it a stir like this, just gentle stir, because it will be mixed anyway itself. So we got the ginger. To make the sauce. Yeah, to make it nice taste and the look, and the because the red like give it a nice look as well and a nice taste. So now I will be covering my pressure cooker, and when the meat is ready, we're gonna carry on and we're gonna move them to a new pan, and then we're gonna cook the veg and the couscous. See you later. It's getting ready. As I mentioned to you, I have it in a pressure cooker. Now I'm gonna be adding the veg in the couscous pan. As I told you, I have a separate pan, couscous pan. So I will be adding the potatoes. And the pumpkin, carrots, everything basically in there. So everything goes into the pan, okay? Cauliflower, courgettes, everything in the pan, okay? Okay, now I have washed all the veg, and what I will do, I will add the meat stock on top of this, let them boil, and I'll add the couscous on top, and later on I'll add the meat. Okay, so here's the veg ready and washed. So now I have the couscous, which I have used 300 gram couscous only. I have placed them in a pot. They're still dry. I'm gonna add some stock on them first from the meat, mix them and add them into this pan, because this is the couscous pan, to let them like steam, okay? And then I will place them on top of this other pan. You see how it works? Okay, let's do it together. So as you can see, now that the meat is ready, still boiling hot, you see the sauce. So I'm gonna take the sauce out and place it into the vegetables, okay? So basically, I'll take the gravy, the sauce from here, and place it into the vegetables, in the vegetable pot, until I get till here maybe, okay, stock of water. Then I'll put it on fire. And I will as well take the same amount, like this, one, place it on top of the couscous, like this, okay, I'll put maybe around 2 on the couscous, and let them become a bit bigger, and they will like, the couscous will start to become bigger, because they suck the water out. Yeah, from the sauce, and then I'll place them into this pan, okay? Wait for us. Added the stock, you can see they became a bit bigger. As you can see, they're much bigger now. I keep mixing them, and now what I will do is I will add them into this pot. Now they're ready to go to this pot, okay? So if you don't have this, you just add more. So you will add according to the instructions on the back of the couscous packet, but just instead of the water, add the stock. This is a tip from me. And at the end, a knob of butter. So if anybody doesn't have this couscous pot, again, replace the water as the instructions on the packet with the sauce and the stock that I taught you, and add a knob of butter. So now, as you can see, I place them in this pan nicely, like that. And then I'm going to put them on top of the veg and meat on the fire and let them steam. Okay, so they will steam. Here's the meat and the veg, and it's all filled with sauce until here. Okay, so like that. This will go on top of the other one. Okay, now I'm gonna push them in. When the vegetables become more soft, it will go in, and this will just close on top of this. Okay, fire. So here's the couscous. Can you open it? Show them. So the couscous is on top, getting ready, not yet. And here is the meat and the stock and the veg. This is getting more ready, so I added 2 more spoons of liquid stock. So every like 10 minutes you add 2 more spoons till you get the texture that you need, and when you see it's ready. And here's the veg. The final results. As you can see, I added the chickpeas, veg, meat in the middle. Voila! Bon appétit!